In a world that never stops talking, where opinions fly faster than truth and noise often drowns out wisdom, there is power in silence. There is strength in staying focused, grounded, and unfazed. 2025 is not the year to prove them wrong with your words. It's the year to prove them wrong with your results. Forget clapping back. Forget chasing validation. This is the year to lock in, level up, and let your life speak louder than your lips ever could. You don't need more advice, more opinions, or more noise. You need focus. Real focus is rare in a world that's always pulling you in every direction. Every scroll, every notification, every unnecessary conversation is stealing your attention. But here's the truth. What you focus on grows. If your mind is scattered, your life will be too. And if you're giving energy to things that don't build you, don't be surprised when you don't see growth. Focus is not just about avoiding distractions. It's about choosing your direction every single day. It's a commitment to becoming who you said you'd be, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching, even when nothing seems to be changing. Think of a camera. When it's out of focus, nothing is clear. Everything looks blurred, confusing, incomplete. But the moment you adjust that lens, everything sharpens. That's what your mind needs. A sharpening. You don't need to do 100 things. You need to do a few things with full clarity and relentless consistency. Imagine a young man who wants to become a fitness trainer. He spends more time watching other influencers than training himself. He's busy copying trends, switching diets, chasing popularity. But then he decides to unplug from the noise. He starts scrolling and starts lifting. He trains at 5 a.m., eats clean, studies the science behind strength. He posts nothing. A year later, he walks into a room and everyone turns. Not because he talked about his journey, but because his focus made his transformation undeniable. That's the power of locked-in focus. You don't have to announce it. You just become it. And the world will eventually see what you never had to say. Silence is often misunderstood. People think if you're not speaking, you're not strong. But true strength doesn't always announce itself. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. In a world where everyone wants to be seen, heard, and followed, choosing to stay silent is a powerful move. When you stop explaining yourself to people who aren't listening, you start saving your energy for what truly matters. Silence allows you to move without pressure, grow without judgment, and succeed without noise. John, silence allows you to move without pressure, grow without judgment, and succeed without noise. It keeps you grounded, clear-headed, and unshaken by distractions. You don't have to tell them your plans. You just have to build them. And when it's time, your progress will speak louder than your voice ever could. Think of a seed planted deep in the soil. It doesn't shout that it's growing. It doesn't demand applause. It just roots itself in darkness, stretches quietly toward the light, and one day, without warning, it breaks through the surface, stronger than anyone expected. That's how silent work operates. You don't see it coming, but you can't ignore it when it arrives. Take the example of a woman who had a dream to open her own clothing brand. Instead of posting every small step or seeking approval, she stayed quiet. While others were busy promoting ideas they hadn't started, she was designing, researching, and perfecting. She missed parties, turned off social media, and kept her head down. 2 years later, her brand launched and sold out in 24 hours. People were shocked, but that was the point. Her silence made her success louder. The more you grow, the less you need to speak. Let others talk. Let them doubt. Your silence is not emptiness. is discipline. It's focus. And when the time is right, it will echo louder than any noise ever could. Comparison is a silent killer of progress. The more you look at others, the less you see your own path clearly. In 2025, the easiest way to lose yourself is by constantly measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel. Social media will show you the results, but it rarely shows the pain, the struggle, or the years of work behind the scenes. When you focus on someone else's timing, you start to question your own worth. And that's dangerous, because your journey is not supposed to look like theirs. You weren't built to copy. You were built to create. Every time you compare, you shrink your vision. You start chasing trends instead of purpose. But growth doesn't happen in comparison. It happens in consistency. Stay in your lane. Trust your pace. Focus on the steps in front of you instead of being distracted by someone else's progress. Remember, success is not a race, it's a rhythm. Find yours and move in it daily. Imagine a young artist named Ray. He saw other creators gaining followers, getting brand deals, going viral. He almost quit, thinking he wasn't good enough. But instead of giving up, he turned off the noise. He focused on painting one piece every single day without seeking attention. He studied. He improved. No shortcuts, no comparisons. He studied. He improved. No shortcuts. A year later, his work caught the eye of a major gallery. That moment didn't come from copying others. It came from staying true to his own path. The truth is, when you stop looking left and right, you start seeing the road in front of you. That's where your power is. Focus on building quietly, improving daily, and trusting your timing. The only person you need to beat is the version of you from yesterday. Let that be your only competition. Discipline is the difference between wanting something and actually achieving it. Motivation is temporary. It fades with moods, weather, or bad days. But discipline, that's what shows up when the feelings don't. It's doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. It's quiet, it's steady, and it doesn't need an audience. Discipline doesn't ask for credit. Discipline doesn't ask for money. It doesn't ask for attention. It doesn't ask for money. It doesn't ask for, it doesn't It just works. Day in and day out until the results can no longer be denied. In 2025, the people who win won't be the loudest or the most hyped. They'll be the most consistent. While others waste time trying to be seen, the disciplined ones are working in silence, building a life that speaks volumes when the time comes. And when it does, nobody will ask for your words. They'll only want to know how you did it. Take the example of a student named Adil. He wasn't the smartest in class, and he never bragged about his goals. While his peers were partying, skipping lectures, or complaining, Adil made a plan. Every morning, he woke up early, studied for 2 hours before school, limited distractions, and didn't tell anyone what he was doing. He missed out on short-term fun, but he stayed consistent. When the final exams came around, he ranked first in his district. Not because he was a genius, but because his discipline made up for everything he lacked. That's the power of showing up every day, even when it's hard. The discipline don't wait for the perfect time. They create the time. And the results, They do the talking. So in 2025, stop waiting for the spark. Be your own spark. Stay consistent, stay hungry, and let your actions scream while your mouth stays quiet. Your energy is your most valuable currency, and not everyone deserves access to it. In 2025, one of the greatest forms of self-respect is learning how to protect your peace. You don't need to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't need to explain your vision to people who aren't capable of understanding it. Some people aren't confused. That's not your problem. Your job is to protect your mind, your time, and your spirit like they are sacred, because they are. When you allow the wrong people too close, they don't just drain your energy, they delay your purpose. You can't level up while constantly trying to pull others out of their own negativity. Protecting your energy means saying no without guilt. Feels heavy. This isn't selfish, it's survival. You can't build anything strong if your foundation is constantly shaken by other people's chaos. Imagine a woman named Lila who had a passion for writing and wanted to publish her first book. Her friends constantly made fun of her dream, told her it wouldn't sell, and discouraged her every chance they got. At first, she tried to defend her vision. She explained, argued, and begged them to believe, but it drained her. So one day, she stopped talking and started writing. She distanced herself, created boundaries, and poured her energy into her passion. A year later, her book became a bestseller. Not because she proved them wrong, but because she stopped wasting her power trying to be understood. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away. Protect your energy, guard your growth, and remember, silence isn't empty, it's full of power, peace, and purpose. This year, speak less, do more, smile more, post less, grow more, stay mysterious, stay hungry, stay grounded. You don't owe anyone your process. You owe yourself your progress. Focus on yourself, stay silent, and in time, let the world watch the noise you make just by moving in purpose. 2025 is yours, but only if you stay locked in. Let the world keep talking. You've got work to do.